Yeah, so things are really heating up in the recall election the past week. This all kind of started off with conservative talk radio host Larry Elder jumping into the race just a couple of weeks ago. And Secretary of State Shirley Weber released the final list of candidates last week, and Larry Elder was actually left off this list. Now, this actually centered around a statute signed by Gavin Newsom himself a couple years ago in 2019 that required candidates to put out 5 years of tax returns. And this was originally as a way to keep Donald Trump off the ballot in the state. That was deemed unconstitutional by the California Supreme Court, but this statute was still kind of floating around for these state races. So basically what that does is it created a situation where the Secretary of State told Elder, hey, you didn't comply with our tax return laws. So what Elder did and his team did was they brought the Secretary of State to court. The judge said, no, you actually substantially complied with this because the recall elections, it's a special election. These tax return laws have nothing to do with it. So Elder was ordered to be placed on the official ballot. So he'll do that. Now, things got a bit better for him that like hours after, if we can pull up that poll showing him in the lead of this new Nexstar Emerson College poll. Now, there's a lot of candidates in this race, and polling, we still kind of are waiting for more data, more campaigning to take place. There's a debate happening at the end of early next month. But we see Larry Elder with 16% of the vote of the Republican and some Democrat and some independent field of candidates running against Gavin Newsom right now. He's at 10% higher than everyone else in this race right now. So it's a big week for Larry Elder, and we're really starting to see this race formulate right now. So my first question for you guys, I'm going to bring this over to Olivia because she has her campaign experience. I want to ask you guys, what should the GOP be doing right now to ensure that Newsom's going to be removed? The election's on September 14th. What do we do?
So next steps for the GOP right now is focusing on the recall, like you said. And there are about 20 Republicans that are voting on this. And with a recall election, I've been looking into it. What it is there's two questions on it, not just one. One, do we recall and remove Newsom? And two, who is going to replace Newsom if he is replaced? So at this point, we don't even know if he's going to fully be recalled. And then, all of this, the Republicans running, this is a whole nother issue. For next steps, a standard procedure during this time, I would treat this like a primary. So there's 20 Republican candidates running. We need to make sure once that decision is made by the voters, that's when the GOP will get behind one particular candidate. At the moment, the GOP should not be behind any particular candidate themselves because that's just not how campaigns work. We need to wait until that person is chosen by the voters, and then they will endorse someone, because otherwise there's just chaos.
Yeah, so I think Larry Elder actually, the lawsuit probably helped him. That a good chunk of that, he's had good name recognition to begin with, I'm sure. He's been a talk show radio host for quite a while. He's been a columnist. We actually he suspended his column during the campaign, but up until that point, we ran his column on the Western Journal every week. So he's pretty well known just in terms of name recognition. I think being kept off the ballot by this, or the attempt to keep him off the ballot by the Secretary of State, probably helped him, probably increased that name recognition, got some free press out of that, essentially, media coverage. I think if I understood Olivia's reasoning correctly, I think I agree with her. I think the point here is, first things first. The primary message needs to be recall Governor Newsom. The first thing has to be that, and and for a couple of reasons, but one primary one for me is it almost doesn't matter. You could elect a wet rag, and it would be an improvement over Gavin Newsom, right? So, step one is get him out of the office and almost anybody that you put in there in his place, almost regardless of party, has just about got to be better. He's just, he's just been a terrible governor.